Good afternoon, good peoples. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. First thing first, let me know y'all can hear me. And let me know y'all can see me. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can see me. And all that good stuff. And we get right into the program. All right. Uh, Ramen girl, you said you sent me something on Messenger, but I don't see it, dear. I don't see it. I'm looking at my Messenger now. I don't see anything unless you under another name. Oh, never mind. Okay, okay, gotcha. Never mind. I see it. I see it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. Everything loud and clear. What up, Brian? Wendy, what's going on? Sandy, Ramen girl, what's going on? Missy Queen, you was here earlier. I don't know if you still here. Roll them out. Jenny, what's up, dear? How you doing? Rio, what's going on? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, let's get right into this hot mess. Cause this is what it is. It's a hot mess. Oh, before we get into this hot mess, for those of you who know me personally, y'all know what's going on in 3 days. 3 days, not only is Valentine's Day, but it is my birthday in 3 days. Okay? How about that? How about that? So we're looking out on my community wall. Y'all gonna see the little. I'm gonna put some on the community wall. I do it every year. So show your boy some birthday love when y'all see it. All right. But anyway, let's get into this hot mess right here. My late grandmother, Rosalie Chandler, who I miss dearly. When she sees stuff like this or hears stuff like this, her words was always, "This is as scandalous as a shame." And I miss hearing her say that. Anytime she would hear something like this, she would say, "This is scandalous as a shame." Well, y'all hear me when I say, "This is a motherfucker ridiculous." Shout out to Eddie Murphy, 'cause that's where I got that from. Because it is a motherfucker ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a woman here by the name of Raven Yates. That's her name, Raven Yates. I want to say Raven is 31. Let me make sure if I got that correct. For somebody correct, tell me, "No, you got that wrong. You got the age wrong." But I think she's 31. I could be wrong. She's somewhere. She's 30 something somewhere, but I could be wrong. Yeah, 31 years old. I thought I had it right. Okay, cool. 31 years old. And I've been getting blowed up with this story all day yesterday through email, through messenger. I just been getting it everywhere. But anyway, what this woman has done, she left her children, which was 12 years old and 3 years old, said left them to fend for themselves for 2 months. And they saying, actually, I think they've been looking for her since like September or December or something like that. So they've been looking for her. Okay. Look here. Here's the thing, guys. And a lot of us is, hold on, let me cut this shit off. Hold on. All right. Well, we always have said over here, and y'all probably heard it, a lot of other people who have said this as well. If you don't want to be a mom, then don't have children. Protect yourself. You don't want to be a dad, then protect yourself. It's not hard. Protect yourself. All right? Even if you say you can't have children, or every time you try to have a child, you have a miscarriage, still protect yourself because you know you're not ready to be a mom. Okay? And again, I just don't see why women have children knowing you're not ready for them, and I don't know why men sit up here and then skeet in them and knowing they're not ready to be a father. You know, they're just ridiculous to me. Then when the child get here, you want to abuse them, you want to use them for benefits, and you want to do like what this woman did right here. You just want to leave them because you just want to deal with them. But the thing is, the good thing about this, nobody has died. But I don't know if you can just really just say that's good or not, because I guess a lot of people is like, you know, you could think of the worst. What could have happened, but I don't want to think about the worst in this. I just want to think about the positive side of it is her children did not die. But what I am pissed off about is if you're looking at her pictures now, even though she abandoned her children, but they saying she was active on her social media accounts, taking all kind of pictures or whatnot, which I can't show on here because I get flagged if I did. But she was taking all kind of sexy pictures, you know what I'm saying? All, you know, the pictures that you're seeing is going across the slideshow right now. Ma'am, you mean to tell me you have to leave your children just to feel fine? You don't feel the same way? You could have not took this picture, still be taking care of your children at the same time. You had to leave your children alone and abandon them all the way to Alabama that they say where she at, just to try to prove that you're fine. You couldn't do it at home. You still couldn't feel fine at home. What, you felt like they was in your way or something? And we have heard stories that some women feel like children are in their way of their relationships. And I think that's the stupidest shit I ever heard because it's not their fault. That's your fault. You been your children do all of this and it be all on Instagram. Okay? And that's why I say it's a motherfucking ridiculous. Okay? It's a motherfucking ridiculous. But I got a question though to all you people that be talking about we so quick to judge. Where y'all at now? I want to know how y'all feel about this. Are y'all saying that we being too judgmental in this situation? Or are y'all over there tearing this girl a new asshole, which you should? But I just want to know. I might go check Facebook later and see what everybody's saying about this. Okay? Since y'all claiming everybody being so judgmental, why not? Why not? You mean to tell me this woman do this to innocent children and y'all don't want to judge it? Y'all still want to turn a blind eye? Hell no, we're not over here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And then on top of that, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about Black History Month. Okay. All right, I got nothing against Black History Month. But when people do stuff like this, then what's the use of shouting that out? I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to hear this hot mess. What's going on here? I want y'all to hear this hot mess. And then on top of that, I'm going to try to, I think this woman got in trouble some years back ago too about some fuck shit too, but I'll try to find it as the show go on. But let's listen to this hot mess. Listen to it.
County mother is on the run tonight. The Roman Forest Police Department is showcasing this Facebook post with 31-year-old Raven Yates. Yates is wanted for abandoning her 12-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son for almost 2 months.
The children were left to care for themselves inside of a home in East Montgomery County. KPRC 2's Bill Baraha spoke with the Roman Forest Police Department. And Bill, how are they doing tonight?
Well, surprisingly, they are healthy and in good shape. That, according to the police department here. They are also now with family members in Alabama. Police say that they were in this home here just behind me from September 28th until November 14th. The 12-year-old little girl allegedly scared to report their situation to anyone for fear that she would be separated from her 3-year-old little brother. The search is on for Raven Yates. The Roman Forest Police Department putting her on blast on their Facebook page and accusing the 31-year-old mother of leaving her 12-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son to fend for themselves in this East Montgomery County home.
They weren't registered in school, so nobody noticed.
Police Chief Stephen Carlisle of the Roman Forest Police Department
wasn't registered in school. Okay.
Saying the children survived off of what they could.
The conditions inside the house did look like a 12-year-old was taking care of a 3-year-old. Miraculously and thankfully, they were both healthy and they had creative ways of getting food here.
And that included calling Dad with a cover story.
Yeah, they called Dad with the cover story saying, hey, Mom's at work, can you send some food?
It wasn't until their dad, who lives in...
And that is so sad that these babies had to call their dad and try to cover up for their mama. That's how scared they were. They had to call the dad to cover up for the mom. That's wild, man. That's some wild shit right there.
California was notified by Yates' family that she was in Mobile, Alabama without the children, that he knew something was wrong, according to police.
We flew out here from California and on November 14th and found that they had been here alone.
The Facebook post says Yates is now wanted here in Montgomery County and in Mobile, Alabama, where she was last seen. Before mom took off from this home here, all three siblings have been reunited. As for Raven Yates, if you have any information on her whereabouts, you're asked to call the Roman Forest Police Department. We're live in East Montgomery County. Bill Barajas, KPRC 2 News.
I'm glad those kids are together with family, Bill. Thank you.
And you wonder why the families be so dysfunctional. The 14-year-old watch her mama do what she do as she ran away from home. But thank God she was found. They back together. Thank God for that. Okay, because you got positive and negatives coming out this story. The positive is that these children are not dead. They are back together. Of course, I know CPS finna get involved in this. All right. But to hear that, not only mom ran away from the children doing her thing, the 14-year-old ran away too. And again, y'all wonder why so many homes got dysfunction in it, because they are repeating the habits of what us adults are doing in front of them. Okay? But again, a lot of people talk about have a heart, have compassion, and do all that. But why? Why should we have a heart and have compassion for somebody who don't have it not only for their children, but they don't have it for themselves? And then you on the run? You can't tell me you care about your children and you on the run. Now be more entitled to say that maybe she feels some kind of remorse if she came back and turned herself in and said, hey, you know, I fucked up. Maybe I give her some kind of wiggle room, but you running now. You're not even thinking about them 3 babies. You running now. And we supposed to feel sympathy for that. I say this, no sirree, Bob. Lightbearer, I'm glad you're here, babe. How you doing? I know you about blacks. You know, I think you about black first and all this stuff. I want to know how you feel about this. Are you giving her a pass or whatnot? Or are you agreeing with what I'm saying? Because, you know, me and you, we've been cool for about 3 years now. We'd had our disagreements. You know I fuck with you, girl. You my girl. You know you my girl. So I want to know what you think about this. Hey, what's going on to everybody showing up in the building? What's up with you? Thank you for coming. Hit that likes up for your boy. Appreciate you. Hey, Dog Paul. How you doing, babe? Glad you're here. Night Owl. What's going on? Single. What he do? My man London Link. What's going on? All right. So I just want to know, Lightbearer, what you think about this? You are a woman, and you are a mother, and you are black, and so is she. Well, I'd be damned. She said, I agree with you 100%. That's the first time I seen you said that, then. All right, I must be doing something right then. Happy early birthday to me, then. All right. But nah, man, but all seriousness, though, you know, this fucked up. This really is. Anybody who's sitting there giving this woman a pass or whatnot, like y'all did that woman, what's her name? Shit, I forgot her name. The one that got the twin that passed away. You know what I mean? Y'all look past her situation, whatnot. You know, I mean, come on, man. Like I said, if it smell like bullshit, then you know what I'm saying. You just gotta call it for what it is. Again, not trying to beat her up about her twin dying, but again, though, it just looked too suspect that they were just missing because of negligence. And now what it sounds like again, your child has died because of negligence. Okay? According to what the story is given. First you said it was a seizure, which I showed people where you said it's a seizure. But now when you look at the other articles that's coming out, now he choked off of feeding. Then I'm hearing rumors that you weren't the one that was feeding them. You know, it was some kids over there. They was the one that was feeding them. Then I heard another rumor. It was grandma supposed to be feeding them. Which one is it? Was it a seizure? Was he being fed? Was the children feeding him? Who was feeding him? Or was it both? But it went from seizure to now he choking now. So again, people's getting mad about that. Talk about y'all playing detective and all this stuff this girl went through and all that. Fine, I understand that and I get it. I get that. I do. But if you look at the major problem in the story, they sound like two signs of negligence. And we just gonna look past that, huh? But I guaranteed you, all y'all who rooting for that mom who lost her twin, or even this mom right here, if it was one of us men that did this, we would be cast by stones. Y'all would ask for the word to stone the fuck out of us. He don't need to be around his children no more. He don't need custody of his children. I'm tired of these sorry ass Negroes. They ain't shit. That's the first thing y'all would say about us. Say I lie. That'd be the first thing y'all say about us. He ain't shit. He don't need to be around them children no more. Fuck him. Somebody need to go in and shoot his ass. Bitch nigga. But I'm on do it. Oh, y'all, something must be wrong. Have some compassion. You know, y'all too quick to judge. And Really? Really? All right. I heard that then. I heard that. All right, guys, let's go deep into this.
And we begin with new details on the search for that Montgomery County mother. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Daniela Guzman.
And I'm Lisa Hernandez. Keith Garvin is on assignment. Today we're hearing from neighbors after police say Raven Yates left her 2 children home alone for weeks while she was in another state. Our Rochelle Turner has been working on the story. She joins us live from the home on Maplewood Ridge Drive. Rochelle?
And I did speak to Child Protective Services today, who told me they did not investigate this case because it was outside their scope of authority to do so. Many residents were heartbroken and said they would have helped the children. Inside this home in the Tavala community is where police say a 12-year-old girl and her 3-year-old brother lived alone for several weeks.
I just can't hardly comprehend something like that. I really can't.
The children's mother, Raven Yates, is facing charges for child endangerment, and police believe she's in Alabama. It's unclear why she left them, and residents were unaware of the situation.
We would have jumped in as a neighborhood and cared for those kids, but I hope the mother has a change of heart.
The father, who works in California, told police his daughter had been asking him to send food on a regular basis. And knew something was wrong when he learned Yates was in Alabama. The children were also not registered in school.
I think as a retired teacher, it kind of hits your heart really hard.
I spoke to Dr. Bob Sanborn, president and CEO of Children at Risk, who says neglect is the biggest form of child abuse. He says this is another instance of kids falling through the cracks in Texas.
This little 12-year-old is going to feel the repercussions of this event on her life for many years to come. And she may seem happy and she may seem resilient, but this is a traumatic event. This is an adverse childhood experience for this young girl, and it will have an impact on her down the road. A 3-year-old, maybe not. You know, maybe they're going to be able to sort of move on.
And I did speak to the father of the 12-year-old over the phone. He told me that his main focus is to take care of his daughter and to get back on track. He also told me that he's going through a custody battle with Yates. If you know where she may be, you're asked to call police.
Oh, God.
Reporting live in Montgomery County, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC 2 News.
Oh, God. There we go. Oh, boy. Well, this is one story I didn't see that coming, but I'm not surprised. To the fathers of these children, let me be the first one to tell y'all, man, my apologies to y'all. Now, I don't know how much in these children's life y'all were. All right? I don't know. Hopefully one of y'all see this and y'all come holler at your boy. But I don't know how much involved y'all was in these children's life. But at the end of the day, y'all want the one who did this, all right? Now, she may come out and say, which we're going to see something later close to what I'm saying. She probably going to come out, if they finally start talking, she probably going to come out and say, y'all abandoned him because y'all didn't do this, y'all didn't do that. You know, I can't say yay or nay because I don't stay with y'all, or I wasn't with y'all when y'all laid in bed. But however, though, the story is saying she did this, not y'all, all right? But however, though, for you to want to get custody of her, I'm assuming that you knew something wasn't right with this woman in the first place or whatnot. She wasn't doing right by your child. So, all right. So with this being said, and what has been done now, hopefully the courts probably will award you custody. You know, and I hope the next time we do this story won't be you turn around abandoning them, trying to look like Magic Mike or something, you know. So anyway, my apologies to y'all, brothers. God dog. Hot dog. Hot dog. Y'all know what this story remind me of? What's that woman name? Somebody help me out here. The woman who was with that dude who swear he was hard. I call him John B. But the woman left her children in an apartment. I think this happened in Houston. Left her children in an apartment. Not only she left it in an apartment, but one of the children was dead in the apartment. I think they lived in there for about like months to a year or something. And she left to go get an apartment with John B. But she was sitting over there and sending her food over there at every now and again. All right. And then kind of find out for what, if I remember the story correctly, John B. Carlisle said want to be hard was over there bullying her children. And she allowed them to do it. How many of y'all remember that story? I forgot what that woman's name is. I had to go down my archives to find that. All right? But everybody went to his Instagram. He had like he was just so hard, but we really knew he a bitch. We know he was a bitch, you know? Anybody stepped up to him, them type know they try to play hard all the time, and a man gets up there step up to him, they a bitch, okay? All right, but the only reason he was acting hard because the mother of them children allowed him to act hard and allowed him to do whatever he pleased with them damn children. Okay? Look here, ladies. Let me say something to y'all. And let's just be blunt about it. Just like a man, coochie come a dime a dozen, ladies, dick come a dime a dozen, all right? You should never put dick before your children. Your children should always come first. If you that desperate for some dick, all these sex stores around the planet, come on now. Really? Really? It cannot be that good that you are willing to leave your children go move in with some no good ass man. What if he's white or black, Italian, whatever? It ain't that damn good. All right? Like a lot of y'all used to tell me back in the day, I'm good being single. All right, shit, as long as I got my 2 AA batteries, I'm good. I knew what they mean when they said that. I got two AA batteries, Chris. I'm good. I'm good being single. I don't need no man. Well, go ahead with your bad self then. Go ahead. Go right on ahead with your bad self. I ain't mad at you. I'd rather hear you doing that than leave your children for a man. I'd rather hear you doing that than leaving your children for a man. Men, I'm gonna talk to you too. Coochie coming down a dozen. All right, they got sex store for us too. But I ain't never heard no man leaving his children for a woman. But I'm almost certain there's some stories out there that's like that. I just ain't caught them yet. But you know, it's not too often that, let me say me, did I hear a story that a man would leave his children, abandon his children for a woman. But now somebody can shoot that theory down. And here's what some of y'all can come back and say. Well, yeah, Chris, they do it. Because they don't take care of their biological children. But they'll go to another woman and take care of her children like it's his. You know what I say to that? You got me. You got me. I can't fight that because I see it myself. You got me. And I have no explanation for that. I really don't. That's something they got to talk about. I have no explanation for that. I had no explanation for that. You see, even London League he said that's true. Damn, London League. Like I said, I call it down the middle, man. Let's be fair. We're gonna be fair about that. Yeah, you may not hear the news saying that they did it, but it does happen. All right, because you hear a lot of stories. That fool went over there to their woman and take care of them children like it's his. But my children over here crying for him, asking him to do this and the third, and he barely would do it. I'd be like, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. How many times have we seen kids dying in a house fire because the mom left them at home alone? A miracle it didn't happen here. Thank goodness they reached out and got help. What up, Jeanette? What's going on? Wendy, what's going on? All right, glad everybody here. Appreciate you. I think, what to say, we got 33 in the building? All right, appreciate you. Run them thumbs up, because y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm telling you? Like I said, I want to be fair when I do these stories, man. I just don't want to say women do everything or whatnot. You know, if us men do some fuck shit, hey, I just want to be fair about the assessment. I want to be fair. Amen? I want to be fair. Am I being fair so far? Amen? I'm being fair? All right, let's get to the deep root of this. I think this next video gonna talk a little bit more, because I think one of the news people got in contact with her, so they think it is her, and we're gonna see some of the stuff that she said.
Topping this week's Fox 26 crime files, authorities in Montgomery County are searching for a mother who's accused of leaving her 2 young children home alone for nearly 2 months. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle found that mother and shares their interesting exchange.
Yes, I did speak with her briefly. She said through text that she hired a nanny, but police say that there was no evidence that anyone was here to take care of these children.
Our officer looked at the bedrooms, like of a 3-year-old, it wasn't the best condition. It smelled like urine.
Some of the details police found inside of this home in the Roman Forest neighborhood are shocking. On November 14th, a man called the Roman Forest Police Department and said his 12-year-old daughter had been home alone with her 3-year-old brother since September 28th, most of the time without food or medical supplies. The father, who lives in California, believes the children's mother, Raven Yates, abandoned them. Weeks before, he didn't suspect anything.
The father had been contacted later on, saying that the mother was at work and stuff like that, and asked if he'd send food, and it didn't arouse any suspicion to him that, he just figured she was working, so he'd do food by app.
But it was when the father was contacted by Raven's mother in Mobile, Alabama. Police say the mother spotted Raven in town without the children. The 12-year-old then told her father they were indeed alone.
And the 12-year-old said, yeah, September 28th, her mom had left, and
taking up for her mom.
She'd be back by Thanksgiving.
But Raven has not been back. Police here and in Mobile have been searching for the woman, but she has not returned to the home or returned their calls. She has, however, been very active on social media.
Y'all see that shit?
She considers herself an entrepreneur and aspiring entertainer. I reached out to Raven via text, where her first reply was, "He's trying to kill me," referring to the father of her children and ex-husband. When asked about the kids being left alone, she says, quote, "I hired a nanny while I was away. My dad is on life support. I had to take care of him too." Police say the father flew in from California to be with the children, who were not registered in school. Raven faces counts of abandonment and child endangerment, a felony. Despite our messages and her post, police are still searching for the woman for answers on why these children were left alone.
We've got a lot of messages we haven't gone through yet, so we're hoping that some of these messages might actually be somebody that actually knows her.
Well, the good news is that the 12-year-old and 3-year-old are okay. They're safe, and they're with the grandmother in Mobile, along with their 14-year-old sibling. Reporting from the Roman Forest area, Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? My dad been sick. I've been taking care of him too. Okay, ma'am, fine. What the fuck did they got to do with you abandoning your children? Oh, I'm sorry. You said you hired a nanny. Look, I don't have no children. I never need a nanny. But I'm pretty much sure if I'm going to be gone for 2 months, the nanny's not going to sit there and not going to feed my children for 2 damn months. The nanny's not going to make... The nanny's not just going to sit there and make sure my children ain't been bathed in 2 months. All right? Ma'am, cut it out. See, this is shit that I'm talking about. This is what I talk about when I say people try to play crazy. Mental illness is real. Don't water it down. But it's the fact that people try to play that role when they know good and damn well what they doing. This woman trying to play like she mentally ill now. All right, at least in my eyes. You take care of your daddy because you making excuses now, which is a dumbass excuse. That's a dumbass excuse. Now I can understand one thing if it was an actual nanny there. Ma'am, them pictures we see on Instagram, I ain't saying shit about you care about that nanny, that invisible nanny, or you don't care shit about that children. You don't care about yourself. You don't care about yourself. My goodness.
These children were left alone. Husband. When asked about the kids being left alone, she says, quote, I hired a nanny while I was away. My dad is on life support. I had to take care of him too. Police say the father flew in from California to be with the children who were not registered in school. Raven faces counts of abandonment and child endangerment, a felony. Despite our messages and her post, police are still searching for the woman for answers on why these children were left.
Kitty Cat. One of her highlights on Instagram is Kitty Cat. Oh hell, there they go with that blessed and highly favored shit. There they go with that. Everybody blessed and highly favored, huh? Everybody blessed and highly favored. Everybody blessed and highly favored, huh? I told y'all, a lot of people be using the Lord or God or the Spirit to cover up their bullshit. You hide it behind the Lord, you hide it behind the Spirit to try to cover up your trifling ways, try to cover up your bullshit. All right? But yet you still doing it. What's that story I did about that lady? Something like her. Not a bad looking woman. But had her twins down there in the basement. But then we asking where the dad at. Somebody finds the dad and kind of find out the dad was doing the same thing to him. Abusing them twins. You know what he did after he got through bruising them? He run his ass to the church. He doing a hell of a lot of things up in church. Nah, bro, don't try to run up in church now. Man, step up and face the mirrors of what you did to your children, man. And you helped that woman did that to y'all children, but you want to run behind the church. See, this is why oh man, my goodness. This shit pisses me off, man. That's why I can't take a lot of people who say they bless and highly favored. I can't take them serious. Not saying everybody is a bad person who says that. I truly believe there is a lot of people that is blessed and highly favored. And they do show it. They say it and they show it. And to you all who are blessed and highly favored, you show it. I say I love you. Keep doing what you're doing and blessings to you. Blessings to you. But ma'am, you're not blessed and highly favored. You are blessed and highly selfish. Amen? You are blessed and highly selfish. And I hope Instagram take your page down once they hear all this going on. You a public figure. But you notice, I don't see her here saying you a mom. Check this out. The goddess Raven Swan, whatever the hell they're supposed to mean, public figure, Published model and artist, actress, personality, blessed and highly favored. Click the link, the owner. Ain't shit on here saying a mother. A proud mother at that. Ain't shit on here saying that. Why not? Why not? Why not? You everything else but a proud mom. Why not? You following 30 people. You got 226K followers. 2,177 posts. And all of them about you. All of them about you.
Children. The 12-year-old then told her father they were indeed alone.
And the 12-year-old said, yeah, September 28th, her mom had left and she'd be back by Thanksgiving.
But Raven has not been back. Police here and in Mobile have been searching for the woman, but she has not returned to the home or returned their calls. She has, however, been very active on social.
Look at all that. Look at all that. Look at all that. She's been very active. Look at all that. Just look at that. Look at that.
Social media. She considers herself an entrepreneur and aspiring in
tongue hanging out, grabbing her bum buns. Man.
Entertainer. I reached out to Raven via text.
Not a damn fucking picture with her and the children. Not a damn picture with her and the children. That's a damn shame. You worry about what us men think about you, but you ain't worried about your children needing you. You ain't worried about your children missing you, all right? You ain't worried about your children being fed. You ain't worried about your children being clothed. You ain't worried about your children being bathed. You just left them where they at, and they had to survive for themselves, all right? They had to survive for themselves. You don't care about none of that. But your ass and your titties, and how many of us men probably liking your post, and probably how many of us men want to fuck you. That's what you're worried about. I would feel bad jumping in the bed with a woman and I find out she was doing this with her kids. I would feel ashamed. As much as I love sex, I would feel ashamed if I was having intercourse with a woman and find out she did this to her children. I would feel ashamed. But then again, got a lot of us men be like, hey, shit, ain't my children. No, shit, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm a single man. I can't knock him for that either. I can't knock a man for that either because he's right. He's single. He try to get in where he fit in, and they not his children. He's right. So I'm not gonna clown a man that does that. But however, though, us men with common sense, and I guess that's a stretch, us men with common sense, we have a conscience about doing that. And knowing how this woman doing her children. Right, Tenny Power, no Christmas dinner, no Thanksgiving dinner. They say this happened around that time. These baby, they had no Christmas dinner. Wow, nobody even know they was alone by Christmas. Oh man, that's even. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't think about that. That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. Do you know how much I love my grandma when Thanksgiving came around and Christmas came around to walk in her house and smell that good ass shit she was cooking? Well, except for the chillings. I don't know how y'all sit up there and smell that shit, but we was key, we had to smell that shit. Ooh, Jesus Christ. That's the stinkest shit I ever heard. But I heard that's a remedy. You could get the funk out of there, but I ain't went in nobody's house and smelled that remedy. Yeah, I still smell that shit walking up in it. And y'all be eating that shit too. Y'all be eating that shit. Y'all be eating that shit. Y'all really do. Y'all be eating that shit. And then be having a bottle of hot sauce right there next to it, eating that shit. Then some of y'all be take y'all time, you gotta clean all that shit, the house to be stinking the motherfucker. I be glad y'all get do clean that shit, man. Funking the motherfucker up here. Get that shit up out of here. Get it up out of here. Rama Girl said, there's a legit chitlin shortage right now. All I crave to a pregnancy was chitlin. That's the first I'd have heard that. You crave chitlins? Shit, y'all be eating that shit. And it be funny too. You see them eating it, boy, that hot sauce be right there, man. To each his own. To each his own. To each his own. Now, somebody asked the question, why did the 14-year-old run away? Now, that's a good question. I would like to know that too. Hopefully, the father of the 14-year-old, he'll come out and he'll speak on that. I don't know. Maybe he'll come out and speak on that. Okay? But that's crazy. So, she says the ex-husband is trying to kill her. Now again, anybody who believes that is an idiot. Let me tell you why. Them photos and them videos, God knows how them videos looking on Instagram. Them videos and photos that she got on Instagram, do they look like a woman who's scared for her life? Them pictures and videos we just saw in this video we just watched, do they look like a person that's scared for their life? But then again, it is 2023. Maybe this the new scared. I'm so scared, I'm going to show my titties. I'm so scared, I'm going to take a picture with my leg got wide open. That's how scared I am because my husband trying to kill me. He want to kill me because I'm blessed and highly favored to have these big titties and got my legs wide open. That's why he want to kill me. And I'm going to show you something else. The reason I show you some crock of shit. Damn. Okay. Let me show y'all something else while I tell you some crock of shit. Right down here where this link at, it says linktree.com/business. It look like it's saying business sex, EC 101. That's what it look like it says. But I think it says business executive 101. I want to know what that 101 means. I want to know what that 101 means. I want to know what that 101 means. I'm pretty much sure it's probably linked to a private video or something, somebody getting a private show. but you that damn scared. Kitty cat. Down here, down right here. Kitty cat. I am kitty cat. Baby Raven. Raven. Making, I guess they're supposed to be making love. But nothing about your children down up here. It's all about you, ma'am. It's all about you. It's all about you. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, guys, got one more for y'all. Let's see what's going on here.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. Tonight we begin with a child endangerment and abandonment case out of Montgomery County. Police are continuing their search for Raven Yates. They found her children, a 12 and a 3-year-old, inside of a dirty home alone and without food or medical supplies. There have been red flags before police found the kids, according to investigators. Now, the children's father, who lives and works in California, says the 12-year-old daughter would often call him and ask for food deliveries. He thought nothing about the request until Yates' mother spotted her in Mobile, Alabama, without the kids who were back here in Texas. Joining me now to talk about this case is Dr. Christine Belliard and licensed therapist Sadia Turney. Just mind-blowing. I was hesitant on doing this segment because...
Where's Patrice Cullors? Y'all know who that is, don't it? Where's Patrice Cullors? I'm gonna leave it at that.
Because I said there could be more that we don't know. Sure. And our reporter here at Fox 26 dug very deep. There's nothing else but what we see on the surface. This mother left these children behind, according to investigators. Your thoughts on this?
I will say this is a case when I reviewed it, my heart just sunk. So for me, I just thought so much about that 12-year-old because there's so much placed on her. And I also thought about that mom. Clearly, she has some concerns that need to be addressed. And not just her, but I say also her family. So one thing I kept thinking about was abuse, because this really is neglect, which is a form of abuse. And there is the perpetrator. There's the ones that are perpetrated. In this case, that would be the children, but also the observers. So that's all of us. So I thought about her family and friends. So I guess my biggest thing is...
Thank you, ma'am, for calling straightforward and not sugarcoated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
For all of us, when we hear these stories, it's not just that's a sad story, but who are we checking in on? Because I thought about her mother, and my heart goes out to her as well, but other family members. When you haven't seen a child that you know is connected to a mother, we need to really ask what's going on. Be willing to sometimes feel like, oh, I'm overstepping, because you really could be saving a life.
Yeah. And Sadia, what is it like for a child to be in that position? Does it become routine? Does it become a part of their life that they expect to be abandoned or left alone?
Absolutely, and it's actually called a parentified child, where a child is given the responsibility that a caregiver or parent should have.
Now, this is different from what we grew up on, latchkey kid. This is totally different.
This is different because you can be a latchkey kid and have safety and know that somebody's coming to provide your basic needs. This mom was completely gone. The kids didn't have the proper resources in the home, and so they're left to not only deal with the physical load, and this 12-year-old, I think, was taking care of a younger sibling at the same time, but they're dealing with the emotional load. I'm a little person in this big world, and if something happens, it's on me, right? And this has long-lasting repercussions. Moving forward, these kids learn how to give more than self-care. They prioritize other people's needs ahead of their own. They don't, they emotionally suppress because their lives are now built around survival. I can't thrive as a child. I can't function in my own development, learn myself, because I am learning how to survive and take care of everybody's needs around me.
And Christine, will they require counseling? Will they require guidance after this in order to get them back on the right track as a child?
I would definitely say
or
that.
will they be changed forever?
Oh, I believe so. I do hope, that was what I was hoping when I heard the story. I hope that they will be connected with intervention services and a good counselor, because the 12-year-old and the 3-year-old are affected. So people think, okay, well, it's just the 12-year-old, the 3-year-old so young. No, these are critical years when kids really need to be able to attach to a secure caregiver. So the hope is that they will be provided intervention services, which I'm sure they will be, to really process that, one, they are not the problem. When kids are this young, they think, what did I do for mom to not come back? And so that really needs to be dispelled. So this is a critical time for these children to be giving proper services, for sure.
And we want to remind.
I fucking love this woman. Thank you, ma'am. I didn't even think about that one. Thank you, ma'am, for being straightforward. Thank you.
Remind our viewers right now, investigators are still investigating this case. We don't know that all of this information is facts. We're talking about facts. We're just talking, and we want to help parents out there who may have this problem. How often does this happen, Saudia? Do we see a lot of parents leaving their children behind? Not to this extent, but for a time frame that may be questionable.
Absolutely. So I was going to say, this is kind of an egregious act, right? For the parent to be in a whole nother state or whatever the situation is, and the kids for 2 months to be uncared for. But there are a lot of micro versions of this where parents, because the kid can do it, it doesn't mean they should do it, right? It doesn't mean that they are developed.
What's too much for a 12-year-old?
All 12-year-olds are different, right? So you have to know your child.
Should you be leaving them, and I'm trying to get some examples for the parents, should you leave them overnight by themselves?
I would say at 12 years old, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There needs to be an adult that's in the home, or a neighbor, a friend. That speaks to the importance of community as well. A lot of us are living in isolation as parents. We cannot parent in isolation, so we have to be able to, if we don't have a built-in community, to be able to cultivate a community to help support us, because it's hard for one person to do it all. But no, a 12-year-old should not be left home alone in the house overnight.
If things are as we suspect and as police say, do you think this mother needs some help? And you hinted at it earlier.
100%. I think it's really easy to blame mom, pathologize her, but I really, I was almost hoping that this is somebody that could be on my caseload. The reason I say is because I'm sure there are so many layers to her story and things that need to be explored. One thing I'll say, mothering period and parenting period is not easy. So it's easy to say, oh my gosh, we can just demonize her, but I'm sure there are needs beyond just leaving her children. I know that they pointed to her Instagram account, and she, you know, has a following, and she really, it sounds like, does a lot of posting and those sort of things. So I am wondering about her mental health status. So really having some appropriate services would be so helpful for her, for sure.
And in the last 20 seconds, if you see something like this going on in your community, at your neighbor's house, what should you do?
You should absolutely speak to the parent, right? And if you're not getting any movement in that area, first. I think it is okay, like Christine said, to overstep, right? We can have compassion and hold people accountable. These are kids that have no power in their lives, and they need an adult to be accountable for them. So sometimes it is an outside member that is going to hold accountability to that parent, and if that doesn't work, then you go above that parent, whatever that looks like.
Do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.
Miss Christine, I was with you to what you did at the end, but then again, you're not really saying nothing wrong, I guess. But what you did at the end, oh my God, you just, you messed me up with that one. You messed me up with that one. But however, though, for the most part, you called it straightforward. Okay. Well, everybody got a right to feel how they want to feel, okay? Everybody got a right to feel how they want to feel, man. She got me at the end right there, like, oh, you just turned. No, you didn't just go there, man. No, you were doing so damn good to the end, man. And then you go talk about there's something mentally wrong with him. Ain't nothing wrong with that motherfucker. There's not nothing wrong with that woman at all. There's nothing wrong with that woman. She's selfish. That's what's wrong with her. She's selfish. That's all. That's all. That's all to it. Again, where's Patrice Cullors? Where are you, ma'am? Those of you who don't know who Patrice Cullors is, I think she's one of the head of the Black Lives Matter movement. So where are you, Patrice Cullors? Surely this woman needs you. This is a black woman who left her black children behind. So where you at, ma'am? Where you at? Where are you? Where are you, ma'am? Now, I see when y'all ask the question, why they not in school? That's a damn good question. Why are they not in school? That's a damn good question. Somebody just came in, says always excuses. Yep, it's always excuses. It's always excuses. It's always. It's always going to be an excuse. Like I always say, it's everybody else's fault except for whose. It's theirs. It's everybody and everything fault except for who? Theirs. It's nobody else's fault. It's not their fault. It's always something else and someone else. A lot of us don't like to take accountability for anything. We don't like the truth. The truth hurts us. But for some reason, we are more acceptable to a lie versus the truth. All right? Because the thing is, we don't want to be blamed for something that we caused ourselves. It's always somebody else's fault. Amen? It's always somebody else's fault. And you be the main culprit of what's going on. But of course, when they catch her, I'm pretty much sure she's going to have every excuse in the book. Every excuse in the book. Okay? So, Miss Christine, yeah, you got me at the end right there. Oh, you got me at the end right there. You broke my heart at the end right there. You really broke my heart. But I get what you're saying, though. I get it. Yes, ma'am. I get what you're saying. A Texas woman is wanted by police for allegedly abandoning her 2 young children and leaving them alone for nearly 2 months. Police said the children, who are 12 and 3 years old, were found in deplorable conditions with very little food. Hold up. That's one thing I want to say, too. He asked the question, should you ever leave a 12-year-old alone at all? The other lady, Sydney, Cerny, whatever her name was, that's a cute name. I like the name that she got. She said, absolutely not. You should never do it. I would say to you, I agree with you in this era, yes, but I was left at home plenty of times alone at 12 years old. You know, but then again, I'm an 80s baby. In the 90s, you know, we didn't have too much of these problems that we're hearing about now or whatnot. So I got left at home plenty of times alone at the age of 12. Okay? So, I don't know if you would consider this a double-edged sword or not. I don't know. Or maybe y'all like me, hey, back in them time, Chris, you could kind of get away with it. But in this era, you can't get away with that because, again, that's abandonment, that's neglect. And when you come back, shit be all fucked up. We just seen too many stories that people leave them children at home, come back later, either the house is burnt down, the children got into something, you got to rush to the hospital, or they did swallow something, they did die from it. And the main thing we're hearing now that people is dying from is fentanyl. I used to call it fentanyl till somebody say it's like Tylenol, crazy, it's fentanyl. I thought it was fentanyl, but it's fentanyl. Fentanyl is coming up in a lot of these stories now. And that's sad. I don't know what it is about fentanyl, but if it's that strong, I don't want it. I don't want it. But fentanyl is coming up a lot in these stories. Okay? But as we go further, it said there was no food in the house. Everything was empty. There were some dry beans and some spices. That's about it. Roman Forest Police Chief Stephen Carlisle Carlisle. Ooh, what the hell his name is? I just call him Steven. Their mother, identified by police as Raven Yates, is accused of leaving them in late September. There has been a warrant out for arrest since December. Investigators say the 12-year-old never told anyone because she was threatened with what might happen to her little brother. She was threatened by what might happen to her little brother. So was she sending them threatening messages, telling them don't say nothing? Both children have different fathers. She was afraid her father was going to take her and leave the 3-year-old by himself. Oh, poor baby. Wow. Out of fear, the girl obeyed. She would call her father. So I guess the mom was threatening them while she was away. Out of fear, the girl obeyed. She would call her father, saying her mother was working and he would send food, officials said. According to police, the father is a music producer in California. Oh, okay. He called police once family members spotted Yates in Mobile, Alabama, where she's from, without her kids. When he got a call from his ex-mother-in-law, he put 2 and 2 together and caught the first plane over there. All right, brother. Thank you. The investigators said they were shocked to see how the children were living. The officers checked the bedrooms and discovered heavy urine coming from the 3-year-old bed. The police chief said Yates continues to be active on social media, posting to her thousands of followers as investigators work with mobile police to arrest the 31-year-old woman. She's one on 2 accounts of abandoning or endangering a child without intent to return. A 12-year-old cannot take care of a 3-year-old for a long period of time. It's dangerous, especially over a month and a half. It's dangerous and irresponsible of a parent, yes. Yates also reportedly has a 14-year-old daughter who was reported as a runaway the same month. Investigators say she left her 2 younger children. Again, my grandma, the late, great Miss Rosalie Chandler, used to say we should hear stuff like this. This is as scandalous as ashamed. I took the words of the great comedian Eddie Murphy, and I say it's a motherfucking ridiculous. Because that's exactly what it is. It's a motherfucking ridiculous. On top of it's as scandalous as a shame. You mix all it up in a bowl, you get a trifling. Well, you know what word come after that? A trifling. Yeah, y'all finish the sentence with that. A trifling, you know what? Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, this ain't got nothing to do with this story. I have to say, damn. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with this story. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, which I believe this is Raven Yates at 26 years old.
Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes.
Accused of attacking a repo man with a box cutter is in Metro Jail.
News 5's Dana Winter joins us from Mobile Police Headquarters. 26-year-old Raven Yates had quite a bit to say as she made her way from Mobile Police Headquarters to Mobile Metro Jail. Police say Raven Yates and Keith Hall were home when a repo driver came to repossess their cars. That's when officers say Yates attacked the repo driver with a box cutter, then went after him with a rubber mallet and fire extinguisher. But as she was being transported to Mobile Metro Jail, Yates denied involvement.
I'm innocent. I never had a record. I'm a licensed insurance adjuster and I own a tax company.
Oh,
Anyone
God.
that knows me knows I'm a woman of statute and prestige.
Oh,
Mobile
God.
Police say they're still looking for Keith Hall. Yates is charged with assault, robbery, and unlawfully breaking in and entering a motor vehicle. Reporting outside of Mobile Police Headquarters, Dana Winter, WKRG News 5.
Oh, God. 26 years old, 5 years later, you leave your children. Now you call yourself an entrepreneur and you got a sexy business. Somebody said in the chat room, they believe she got OnlyFans. I won't put it past. I won't put it past. This is one of those situations where I say everywhere this woman go and people who's around her, she's bringing dark clouds with her. Everywhere she goes and the people she goes around, it's nothing but dark clouds. There was no sunshine around this woman at all. That was 5 years ago. 5 years later, this is what you do? You went from whooping a repo man ass to abandoning your children. This is what you do. Again, she may need help. She may need counseling. But ain't shit mentally wrong with this woman. I don't believe at all. Other than she feels she's self-entitled and she's selfish. That's it. Now, to be fair, a lot of us got a little selfishness up in us. We got certain things that we are selfish about. I understand it. We're human. But you should never be a mother selfish to your children at this extent right here, that you would lead them 2 months behind just to get on social media to show your titties and ass when you could have done it at home. I don't see no reason why you could not be at home with them and still do the same thing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You got to go way to Alabama and do this. You could have did this at home. Wait till they go to school or something, do your sexy thing, and make sure they don't run across it. But you're on the run now. You're on the run now. You're on the run. Rice, he turned a woman a statue. Yep, those are blessed and highly favored ones. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? I'm going to leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming and joining and listening to this. This is a damn shame. And another sad part about this not a bad looking woman. According to these pictures, it's not a bad looking woman. She just got air in her head and got shit for brains. Look like that's coming now. And I say this. You can be fine, that's one thing, on the outside. But you got dead air and shit for brains, they don't mix at all. They do not mix at all. Only thing that's probably good for is probably pump and dump. That's it. I'm your man, Chris Thorns. Y'all be careful out there. Love y'all. And we're going to stay tuned for this motherfucker right here because, again, it's a motherfucking ridiculous. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, 3 more days is your boy B-Day. Show your boy some love. Catch y'all next time. Peace out.